Pinot Gris.
229. Yep, we did 230, 231. This is 232.
232. Search for the Great American Purple Drink.
Oh, so good.
Love it. Got my J. Miller shirt on to represent.
Yeah. Did you know? Oh, did you put that on after reading the bottles?
No, I wore this all day. I'm proud.
Hello, Internet. I'm Dan.
And I'm Chaz. This is Wine is Serious Business, episode 231.
Two?
What up?
232.
Damn it.
It's all right. Just talked about that. That's not 2 shows, I think, within the last 5 where that's happened.
All right.
We're revisiting wines from Colorado today. So
we're still continuing?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Yeah, so big thanks to Jay Christianson. He saw the last show we did with some wines that Chaz picked up in Colorado. Just to remind you, there wasn't a whole lot of research behind it. He just walked into a local shop, said, want to try some wines from here? What do you recommend?
They didn't have a huge selection, right? So I have a feeling I didn't get like the cream of the crop. Some of the wines were nice, right?
Yeah, some of the wines were nice, but we had one from Canyon Wind, which was a Pinot Gris. It was probably our least favorite of the 3, and Jay wrote us to say, like, man, you know, that not only is that not really one of my favorite wines that I've made, but it was also 2 years past the current vintage at that point.
Right.
And I think there are plenty of people from the Willamette Valley even where their Pinot Gris aren't meant to age for a couple years before drinking, right? They're meant to drink that summer a lot like the rosés are.
Right. And that's entirely possible. And then also, you know, just being the region where it is, depending on how old the grapes were.
Yep.
I mean, how old the vines were, excuse me. But anyway, so he sent us some samples from Colorado. Get back to us, which was really awesome. Thank you for, like, talking to us and being nice.
Thinking it's worth your time to send us some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, very awesome.
Yeah, and we definitely it's some pretty high quality stuff too. We got some nice reds here, so we really appreciate you making the effort to send this our way.
Totally.
And we're excited to try some wines from Colorado that somebody who works with it feels are good representatives of what they're doing there.
Totally agree.
Because that's something neither one of us have ever experienced. So
it's true. So planted in '91? No, that's just the estate. Anyway, so this is the 2012 Petit Verdot, Grand Valley, Colorado.
Yeah. A grape that neither one of us know a whole lot about, but our friend Bo made the Petit Verdot from the Gorge just this past year.
Yeah.
I think was that also a 12? I think so.
I think it was.
It was also a 12. So.
Delicious. Yeah, it turned out really good. So, all right, let's try this out. Really dark, you know. First off.
Oh yeah.
Smells dark too, man. First whiff.
A little bit of that dark graphite, kind of like some black soil going on there.
Black soil, maybe a hint of like black pepper as well.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Definitely dark berry fruit. Like if you're, it's
beyond blackberries.
Like, yeah, it's not that. It's not. I mean, it's not saying this is like old or like it's got like a tired sort of scent, but there's not any freshness as far as like there being berries, like dark berries or something.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe currants. I think currants sometimes I've had don't have any bright character to it. They're just really dark fruit. Right, some really dark plum skin, but that's kind of the direction I'm going with it. But
there really is I mean, it's not jammy, right? It's
definitely not. No.
It's just kind of fruit and like good earthy components in the nose. It smells good. You know?
Yeah. Touch of heat too.
In the nose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a lot, but
I don't smell it initially, but there's definitely some on the palate, but.
Not a real problem, though. I mean, it's there, but the flavors are big, and it really holds up to it. Right? This is just like a big, strong red wine. Mm-hmm. Again, like those earthy. I think really true to the nose flavor-wise. A lot more of those earthy characters. A touch of leather, like the currants, skins, even just kind of like these thick, dark flavors, and not really like this juicy, overwhelming fruit. Like it's just a real.
Sort of a leaner but fuller wine, which is almost like hard to say.
Weird. Yeah,
hard to say.
I'm in the same place. Like I want to say austere, right? Because there's nothing like luscious or just fruity or really giving about it. But usually when we talk about austere, we're like really light, finesse, like steel and sunlight and just mineral and just a tiny bit of fruit. And this is just like dark earth character, fruit skins and a big dark wine, but not a ton of fruit, so austere on the other side of the spectrum, I think.
There is some, I mean, in the flavors that I'm getting are, so I should step back. I agree with you on the flavors, like, as far as the earthiness, the maybe the currant skins or like even the grape skins a bit show for me initially. There is some tart young berries sort of in the mid palate. There is some fruitiness to it, but it's definitely not overwhelming. It's not jammy. It's a touch austere in the sense of this style of wine, but good. Yeah, it tastes quite nice. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, it makes me think of like a big dark stone tower or something like that. Like big obsidian, right? There's those obsidian cliffs in Oregon or whatever. Like,
what, like they'd be grown there?
like black rocks. What's that? No. Just like just dark rocks, big pile of dark rocks.
But the finish on this is pretty nice for having as much alcohol as this wine has. I think it was like 14.7 on the label. It's definitely got some heat in the finish. There's no way around that, right? But the way at which it doesn't like hit you with a wallop of alcohol, doesn't close out the flavors are still there.
It doesn't burn out your sinuses after anything
Absolutely
like that.
Absolutely, you're not like, oh, I got a warm stomach. Well balanced for a high alcohol, high octane wine.
I was thinking like it reminds me of like some of the Cabernets from California or Syrahs from California or Washington that are edgy. And Chaz and I are a little more sensitive to alcohol, I think, than most big red wine drinkers.
I don't mind it so much.
And this is right in line with that with that style, I think. So I think well done. Definitely really interesting. I haven't tasted many wines like this that are like the austere on the dark side.
Right.
And cool to see like an interesting wine come out of a region that's not as famous either. So enjoyable.
Like
I'm going to say 87 for me, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go.
Not a whole lot of like jumping out of my chair, but an enjoyable drink. It gets me thinking, and yeah, cool to see that they're bottling something that's definitely not like a straightforward, easy to sell wine either, right? Like I think you kind of got to work the market and develop your consumer base, and bring something different to the table here. So that's cool.
Yeah, this is quite a nice wine. I mean, I was going to start talking about the structure. Like there's enough acidity. Like it is packaged well with the fruit, and the way the tart flavors sort of close up on the finish, it goes right in line with the alcohol. Yeah, it's really nice. That way, the tannins are definitely on the softer side all around.
I'll agree.
A little grippy in the sides of the cheeks, like they're definitely there. But this is a wine that's definitely for drinking now. Like it's pretty easy to get into right now. You might think, oh, it's Petit Verdot. It's a little more of a structured wine. They definitely soften this wine up a little bit. But I totally agree with Dan. 87 points. It's delicious and complex and like kind of nerdy at the same point. Like, oh, it's Colorado Petit Verdot.
It's cool.
And it's definitely.
And if you blinded me on it, or if you told me it was from Washington, I wouldn't second guess at all.
No.
This tastes right in line with other red wines.
All right, we'll rinse. So this is 100% Syrah, and so this is a different label for theirs. Is this their main label, or
they said this is one of their higher end Syrahs? Like
Anemoi. Anemoi.
Sure.
Say that. Yeah.
Yep. Taken from Greek, I guess. So that's not something either one of us are pronouncing well. But
Grand Valley, 2012, 100% Syrah, aged in all new American oak for 10 months. Yeah, gonna be a big boy.
Yeah, and he said this is one of their high end Syrahs, which is a real treat to try. So thanks again. Definitely not something that we're probably going to see in retail shops around Portland easily. So this is a real chance for us to learn something, try something new.
And 9 barrels were produced, and they actually hand labeled the bottles.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Wow, that's some work.
And I think that's right. That's a good treat for those people who live locally, get to visit the wineries, right? Get a chance to get on limited production stuff. So
it's true. Whoa.
Also dark.
Yeah, this one's painting the glass. Like it's actually turning the glass a little pink. So this is right. Yeah. It's gonna give me a purple chin, just like this guy. Yeah. So pretty excited.
The impression I get is in 2012 they didn't have a lot of trouble getting their fruit ripe.
No, this one's ripe. Right, juicy berries.
Nice Serrano, still a good like earthy kind of touch of mineral element on there.
Agreed. But this is sort of edgy, like you're getting more of the jammy characteristics.
Sure.
Maybe even some sweet tobacco.
I like that.
Like into like prunes. like just like, or maybe dried figs more so. Like it's definitely like a little bit of a dried characteristic or a sweet.
And I'm not getting that as much. They even referenced prunes on the label, and I was like, ooh, I don't know how that's going to go. But I like figs, but I think they're more just like the ripe figs, the ready to go figs to me.
But it smells. I mean, it smells good. Like
yeah.
I like the way it smells.
Nice complexity on the nose.
Yeah. But big wine. It smells big.
Yeah, sense of depth. There's good stuff going on.
I wish we had like a purple alarm. Bam!
Bam.
That is purple.
Push the alarm. Yeah.
Purple. That's awesome.
We've kind of been neglecting Washington, I guess, the past couple of years. So
yeah,
we don't drink a lot of wines like this, but both of us do enjoy some Syrahs of this style from time to time.
I do. This is one of those full-bodied, like it sort of blankets and like lays a blanket over the tongue as you drink it and swallow it.
Yeah.
Like doesn't fall apart at all. There's no. Yeah, this is.
And while you can
very
taste
full-bodied
it,
one.
I would not use the adjective oaky to describe it, right? Like when I read the 100% new oak, I'm like,
it doesn't stick out on the nose so much
That could be
either.
kind of tough, right? But yeah, it's not overwhelming. Like the fruit is big enough that it definitely handles it and just kind of blends it into the experience. And I think it works well. I think, you know, and saying that, it probably is helping a lot keep the mouthfeel kind of moderate and a little soft. But again, on the end, I'm feeling just a touch of the heat there. But for a Syrah of this style, not out of line with stuff from Washington, California, or I'll even say Chateauneuf, right? Areas like that, you could definitely feel a little heat in some of the bigger Syrahs. So.
The flavors for me are sort of different than what I got on the nose too. Like this is more fresh. Like it's kind of strange. Like initially, it's sort of like jammy, like jammy blackberries, maybe even some strawberry. But then as you swallow it, like I'm getting like apples, like sort of fresh apples.
I can see that.
Like weird, like burst of acidity.
I think it's the good acidity that's
Like there is really nice structure on this. The tannins are definitely like on the relaxed side, but the acid comes in kind of like right as you swallow the wine and really kind of freshens things up, adding a little bit of interest. I don't know, it's really kind of
keeps it from being too flabby, right? Like with that little bit of heat, with the really dark fruit flavors. Man, if it wasn't for this acidity, you know, this would be a lot less interesting, I think, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a lot closer to syrup. But that's not going on here at all. It's not going on here at all.
You know, and the apples thing really sticks out to me. It's yeah, so like savory sort of ripe berries initially, real nice burst of fresh apple and sort of like maybe youthful strawberry flavors or something going on in the mid palate, but and the way it all closes out is almost like it's sort of a savory component, even a hint of like toffee or something. I don't even know.
Man, you're on your game right now. This is why it's better to do shows on Thursday than Friday.
Yeah,
or Wednesday.
Or Wednesday, yeah. No, this is a really complex wine. I agree. There's some heat on the finish. There are some things maybe it could be a touch better at, but like this is a really complex, delicious wine.
And I would love to blind people on this at a Syrah party. I think too. Like that would be. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I like this quite a bit. I mean, when I go for this style of wine, this is the kind of wine I go for, right? Like it's I want it full-bodied, I want it very complex, and I want that bit of acidity on the finish really helps this wine a lot. And so
I want to try it after a year too. I feel like there's really some potential for aging here, right? Because the strength is there. There's still, you know, a sense about right, like the acidity works with the fruit, and I feel like there's more integration yet to come. Too. Not that it's, I wouldn't say disjointed right now, but I feel like there's benefits to be gained from time with this. That said, I still enjoy drinking it.
90 plus for me.
Nice.
I like this a lot. Like, I mean, I don't know how much this was retail. We really should look at that.
Yeah, we'll before we close it out, we'll take a cut and we'll come back with the prices.
Yeah, but I mean, if this was somewhere in the $35 to $45 price range, I could totally see myself buying a bottle or two. Think so?
We'll find out. This is good. We'll get that on camera before we go on.
Oh, all right. Well,
we'll find out.
I guess I'll know in a second. Dude, this is only $32 a bottle.
Notice Cypress.
Yeah.
Well done. Man, that's I guess that's the
32 to $32.95 a bottle off their website.
That is a cool benefit, I guess, of drinking wines that from outside of the most famous wine producing regions, is you get price breaks like that. That a Syrah of this quality would not be $29 coming out of Washington. Not a chance.
No.
I've tasted plenty in the 50 to 60 range that are not this good.
I would agree. So this stands up to those, and blind. It would be interesting to stick something like this if you're a big Syrah drinker, to stick this into a blind tasting or just to try it out. Because this is rather good.
It's solid. I'm going to go 89 points, I guess. Like I'm not getting. You're getting more complexity out of it than I am definitely just hearing from your description. But again, for a region we're not that familiar with, it's really cool to see that there's a sense of depth. There's some interesting character. Again, definitely some. Seeing this kind of ripeness lets me know that like that's not something you have to worry about with the region, right? No. It takes 2 wines like this. You know, if people are producing like lighter or more austere wines, we know that that's by choice. I guess maybe if you see this comment, let us know. I don't think 2012 was an unusual year, but solid stuff. Boy, we really learned something about Colorado tonight. I'd be excited to try more wines from the region.
And Jay, thank you so much for reaching out to us with these wines. Like that's awesome, and we really enjoyed them. So, thanks.
Yeah. Cheers.
Question of the day.
Question of the day. Tell us about your favorite place to visit in Colorado when you go.
I've had been one place in Colorado. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll say it. What is it?
Ward, Colorado. I thought was interesting, but oh god.
See, now you're deciding between places. That's not
Neder. It's like a
Nederland.
Nederland. Yeah. Beautiful area.
Yeah. And for myself, it's been a few years since I've been, but I've had great times at Snowmass. This is kind of by Aspen and back. Yeah. I was probably like 18 or 19 the first time we went. We took a bunch of cars out from Minnesota. Stayed at a hotel that went out over Thanksgiving to catch the very beginning of the ski season when a bunch of kids can afford to go skiing in that part of the country. And I had a great time. And it's as much nostalgia as anything else, but I like the area. I had a great time. Love going back. So
let us know. I'm going to go back to Colorado in a couple of years, so I might actually use that knowledge.
Thanks again, Jay. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'll see you guys next time.